So I just did my check-in, which was nothing because I am only bringing this backpack. There are a lot of issues in Europe at the moment, like serious issues with luggages getting lost. Yeah, so I didn't want to go through that, and I'm going home anyways, right? So I have all the clothes that I need. Yeah, we are in Tambo Airport in South Africa. This is in Johannesburg. I live and work in Pretoria, but Pretoria is just like 35-minute car ride from Johannesburg. So yeah, let's start our journey. We just passed immigration. We're gonna go to get a liquor, African liquor for my in-laws. Cannot wait to try it. It's actually sweet. And I need to get some cosmetics for my wife. And this is it. Amarola cream. It's supposed to be very famous here. So reach out. They have vanilla spice, Ethiopian coffee. This is the one we're gonna take. Thank you very much. Okay guys, so I hope you can hear me well. I found the perfect place for the Q&A. Let's begin. You guys send me questions on Instagram, you send me questions on Facebook and on the YouTube community page, and I'm gonna try to answer them all right now, okay? Okay, so Berto B Music is asking, when is the next song coming out? I'm working on the next cover. I've been slower with it because I'm working on that song in South Africa with very little equipment that I took with me. It should come out end of September, beginning of October. Keep in mind that I always release those songs with a music video, so that's why also it takes a little longer. Vika Lucia says, what do you find challenging when it comes to raising trilingual kid? We believe in one parent, one language, so sticking to that language. Like I speak exclusively in Spanish to him, so me not forgetting to only speak Spanish to him, keeping it consistent, I would say. Okay, next question, Roy Naya. He said, is it me or Slavs and Latino Americans have lots of similarities? No, it's not you, man. Actually, we surprisingly share a lot of things. I noticed that when my wife and I started dating and we started sharing many customs and many traditions. I think that one of the things that we share the most, which makes a big difference, is family values. We basically believe in the unity of the family, and so I think that is one of the biggest differences that there is. Wow, it's so humid here. Okay, so Basha Dreger asks, ile języków znasz I jakie? So which languages do I speak, and how many and which ones? Well, I speak Spanish, it's my mother tongue. I speak English, and I am learning Polish. I would say that my Polish is pretty basic, so I would not call it a language that I actually speak, but at the same time, I try to incorporate it because why not? So yeah, 2.5. Małgorzata asks, what are your plans for the next months or years in Poland? So my plans are a lot of them. In the meantime, I am working this weird situation where I am in South Africa a chunk of time and I go back to Poland for a bit, but that's not gonna be forever. So I am hopefully by next year already, at some point I can move permanently to Poland. I can be in Poland with my family. and I have a lot of plans. Enjoying the beauty of Poland, enjoying everything, going to so many places that I have not been. Poland is huge, guys. I have so many plans with this channel. It's what you have seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. Me being, first of all, creating content during the pandemic, that is challenging enough. Second of all, creating content when I am in another country. So being able to be in Poland and record so many topics and go to the places that I am saying something about. There are many little things like that that I really want to do. And of course, the last thing is music. I put a stop to my music career in 2020, and that is going to end next year. So hopefully some of you guys can come to the shows, and I'm gonna keep releasing music, especially original music. Kitika Tesama asks, what is your favorite city in Poland? My favorite city in Poland, well, I haven't seen them all, so it will be unfair, but for now, Warsaw. I love Warsaw. It has a sentimental value to me because it was the first city that I visited when I went to Poland. It was a city where I fell in love with my wife. We have so many beautiful memories in Warsaw. But for example, Kraków is very beautiful, especially the Rynek is, well, it's incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna choose Warsaw for the sentimental value and the fact that I live there, so I need to root for Warsaw. Warszawa. Okay, so Esterka Elf asked, your favorite place in Poland. So given the fact that I just answered what was my favorite city, I'm gonna tell you my favorite place. One of my favorite places in Poland is actually Manufaktura in Łódź. Not because I love to shop or anything, it's just I love the vibe of that whole thing. All the bricks, the red bricks that they have. It has, of course, if you need to buy something, you can buy whatever you need to buy there, but you can get together with friends and have a drink. You can go to the movies. I'm a very big fan of going to the movies, Carolina, and I love going to the cinema. So yeah, Manufaktura is actually one of them. I'm not gonna say if it's my favorite place, but surprisingly it's one of them. Okay, so now let's move on to Facebook questions. Anna Katarzyna asked, did you meet any Poles in South Africa or any Poles deportees from Siberia? Are there deportees from Siberia in South Africa? I have to look into that. I have not met any Poles in South Africa in person. No, that is not true. That is not true. I went to an event at the Polish embassy in Pretoria in South Africa, and actually I've been in contact with a person near Cape Town that is Polish, and he does tours and stuff. So we are gonna be in close contact. So when I take my family to South Africa for some holidays, which hopefully is going to happen sometime in early November, we can go on some tours. But yeah, so far them. Okay, so Maite Sera Ferraz asked in Spanish, ¿alguna vez, saludos JT, alguna vez has comentado en tus videos? Okay, so Maite is going to come to the meetup on the 13th. Well, Maite, thank you for your question. Yes, I'm a musician. Singing is my main instrument, I guess, and guitar. I have music on Spotify, Apple Music, and all those things. Just search JT Gautreaux. I'm gonna put a name here and a link in the box below. Carolina, my wife, asked me one thing that I've learned in South Africa. Well, first of all, I've learned that South Africa has some of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful sky that I've ever seen. Like the sunsets are incredible. I'm going to insert some pictures here so you can see those are pictures taken by me with my cell phone, no filter. This is incredible. But what have I learned? You know, I have learned that sadly there's a lot of inequality when it comes to the economic structure of the society. The division is very clear, and it's a country with a very rough past. So I've learned a lot, and I come from a country where there's inequality. I come from a developing country, but here I'm not here, I'm there. So there in South Africa, it's staggering to me how the division is pretty marked. I mean, there's no apartheid anymore, but you can still see the traces of it pretty clearly. Now let's go to the questions on YouTube community page. Okay, Francie asked, do you prefer Polish food or Dominican food? I don't know, I like to interchange them. There are many dishes that I love in Dominican cuisine. There are many dishes that I love in Polish cuisine, and just the mix of them. Liliana KRK asked, "Hola, que lo que?" which is very Dominican, colloquial way of saying hello in Dominican Republic. Que lo que? Okay, so this is super funny. My wife and I talk about this actually often. So in DR, being rubio is blondie. It's associated not only with the color of your hair. Don't get me wrong, if you're a blonde person, then you're a rubio. But also if you have white skin. There's an association there. I've been called rubio in DR myself with this hair. Especially if you are like light skinned and you probably look very foreign, like European, they're gonna call you rubia. It's super interesting. Craig's Bro 22, he said, "Your favorite district in Warsaw to walk around?" Although I've been to Warsaw several times, you have to keep in mind that I have never really lived in Warsaw yet, so I haven't been to all of the districts. But of course, Stare Miasto is just super lovely. I'm gonna say Stare Miasto. Okay, so M asked, "How did your life in Dominicana look like?" Typical student life, just a little bit more tame. Dominicans are not so wild as Europeans, so there's less drinking, there's less partying, but still I did a lot of dancing, a lot of going out with my friends. Yeah, it was a beautiful time. It was a beautiful time. So Joshua Huck asked, "Is it hard to find plátano in Poland?" I would not know. I will let you know very soon, my friend. Is there high inflation rate in DR? Well, based on the statistics, the inflation rate in the year 2021 was 9.6. So David Stroop asked, "I'm curious, why not Łódź, where your wife is from, or smaller cities where cost of living is better?" We wanted a place that had the most international vibe, because at the end of the day, we are an international family, mixed culture. Also because of my channel, because of what I do, music, I wanted to be in a place that could be an international hub, and I think that Warsaw is the best place in Poland for that. You can kind of like debate that with Kraków and all that, but I think for the most part, Warsaw is the best place. It is true that if you think of smaller cities, they are going to be cheaper, but the trade-off of cheaper versus what you are renouncing when it comes to access to those international, intercultural things, to us was important. And the final question is from Adam Durand. He says, "¿Qué te gusta en Polonia y qué no te gusta?" So what do I like in Poland? What don't I like? So what I like about Poland is, first of all, I like how the people interact and what the people turn out to be like once you befriend them, once they open, once they embrace you. Super friendly once they let the guard down and they kind of like get to know you. And what I don't like, if I have to say something, I would say that that same unfriendliness and coldness that is the default state when you don't know someone, that is difficult. As a Latino, if I'm walking and I cross paths with someone, I'm gonna smile. I'm just gonna go like, and in Poland that is weird. They're like the same thing, just different sides of the coin. But there are many things to love about Poland, just as there are many things not to like, as with any place. Okay guys, thank you very much for asking all your questions. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. I am waiting for my flight to go to Warsaw and to meet my family, because I haven't seen them for 2 months. My son is crazy to see me, and I'm even more crazy to see him.